This is a $1.5 million watch.
Okay, dude, I'm not even trolling. Y'all want to see the coolest, like, it's like $1.2 million watch I've ever seen in my entire life? Hold up, man. This shit's 1.2 mil. Yo, this is hard. Come on. Y'all know this is tough. Acting like this isn't tough. That's hard. That's tough, bro. You gonna get it? Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
This one costs $50 million, but your watch owning journey begins here.
That's nothing to me.
$30 Flick Flack. Flick Flacks are simple, playful watches built to teach kids how to tell time. The Flick Flack has unbeatable quality. With great durability and elegant designs, it's the perfect start to your
Alright, nobody's wearing that
journey.
shit, bro.
But as you get older, you want a watch that's cooler. So for $40, you buy a Casio.
When you're talking about a brand that sets the standard for a watch at an affordable tier, is there honestly one that does it any better than
Casio.
Don't talk down on the Flick Flacks. That shit is trash. That shit looked
23 years
horrible.
later, they made one for your wrist.
That looks horrible too. That looks like a calculator, bro. Nobody's wearing that.
Timeless designs. The legendary
Type
Casio
1 in the chat if you would wear that.
was worn throughout history by highly influential figures like Osama bin Laden and Osama bin Laden's bomb.
That guy has no drip. That's crazy.
But as you get older, you start to want something classier. The Timex Weekender, a brand with American roots.
Okay,
Timex had a
that's
mission to make
okay,
affordable
you know,
watches with great
that's alright.
quality and durability.
Notice how it captures the elegance of the most expensive watches.
When you think of Timex, you think of the weekend.
That one's okay, you know. It's not the best one I've ever seen. It's not even close, but, you know, that's alright.
Your Timex serves you well. Maybe you should buy a
I hate the band on it.
Or maybe you shouldn't.
This is all slightly absurd. You don't need a watch nowadays.
Because by this point in your journey, you're working towards becoming a young professional. You can't wear an antiquated trinket. You need
Fuck
something
no.
practical and productive.
Exactly.
So for $250, you buy an Apple Watch SE. The
I have
Apple Watch
this.
Released in 2015, and 4 years later, it outsold.
Wait,
every
I don't have
Swiss
this one,
watch
do
maker
I?
Combined. The Swiss watch industry got thrown out the window faster.
Yo. Let me put y'all on. There's this watch place called Ralph Christian. If y'all want like a pretty cheap, really nice looking watch, I'm not sponsored, but I should be. Shit. Look at this shit. These are like 200. These are pretty nice, man. Like, honestly, they got some nice ones. Man. Not this. We're not watching this.
Apple sweatshop worker. Your Apple Watch makes you wake up with its vibrating alarm feature. It makes you go outside with its step counter. It makes you go to bed
Yo,
with
what's
its
up,
sleep
Luis?
tracking. Forget intrinsic motivation and the willpower of the human spirit. All you ever needed were 3 colorful circles. But there's a problem with your Apple Watch. That no amount of convenience, health tracking, or performance metrics.
It's not drippy.
Your Apple Watch has no soul.
Yep.
Compared to the history, the craftsmanship, and the magic of traditional watches, your Apple Watch is just a sterile slab of tech.
Yep.
When you walk in a room with that on your wrist, you're telling everybody I'm 20% off retail. I wouldn't be caught dead with that on my wrist.
Okay, this guy's such a fucking
all
idiot.
slightly absurd.
Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be caught dead with that on my
It's
wrist.
just about doing what
Jesus.
is exceptional. It's
So
about doing what
annoying.
is, I think, beautiful,
Some people are just
and
so
something that can
obnoxious.
really tell a story in itself.
Shut up. I wouldn't be caught dead with that on my
You throw your
wrist.
Apple
It's a
Watch out the
fucking
window and you
watch.
buy a
Jesus.
Seiko Presage. Seiko is a brand that offers some of the best value for money in the entire watch industry. During World War II, Seiko produced military watches for Japanese troops. In 1969, Seiko dropped an atomic bomb on the watch industry when they introduced the quartz movement,
Alright,
which
see you,
used a
Rose.
battery and a quartz crystal to power a watch. These battery-powered watches were more accurate, affordable, and reliable than traditional mechanical watches. The Presage is Seiko's dress watch line, known for their
What the hell was that
salacious
picture?
styles. It's a great watch, but it's just a Seiko. Inspiration comes at odd times. In 1917,
I think
founder
the
Piguet was
Apple
looking
Watch
at
is
newspaper
actually pretty
photographs of
good.
World War I
I think it's
tanks
pretty
going into
nice.
battle. And in an act of utter capitalism, he thought to himself, we can make a watch out of this. The Cartier tank has a rectangular
That shit looks
design
horrible.
inspired by
That's
the Renault
fucking
FT17.
horrible.
The iconic
That's
watch
insanely bad
transcended the
looking.
test of time and the boundaries
Wow.
of gender, being worn by everyone from Princess Diana to Muhammad Ali. Its understated elegance makes it a necessary addition to your watch collection.
That is the
In
worst
1965,
thing I've
NASA
ever
needed
seen.
An official wristwatch for the Apollo space program. 4 watch brands answered the call, and they faced off in the NASA watch trials. One brand, Hamilton, sent in a pocket watch. The 3 remaining watches were put through rigorous torture tests until the Omega Speedmaster reigned victorious.
That one's alright. That looks like a $20 watch though.
4 years later,
$7,000
the Speedmaster
for that?
solidified itself in watchmaking history as the first watch on the moon. One small step
Oh
for
my
man,
god.
one
Oh, is that
giant
why it's 7,000? Because one guy
for
wore it to the
Omega
moon?
marketing team. 57 quintillion Omega Speedmaster models have since been released, all with different styles and complications.
That looks like Walter
this one
White.
here that shows you the phases of the moon.
Take this. That's and that has a moon phase.
No
You see the
way.
moon in the bottom of it? You
A
see the
watch with the
on
moon
bottom of it?
phase.
It's a real high resolution.
You know what? I got a moon phase in my
You see a
pocket.
little
It's
bit
called
of
my
moon
phone.
when it
I can
comes
just
to
look up what the
you'll
fucking
get
moon
a
phase
real
is.
sense of the moon. It's a beautiful high resolution image. Yeah.
There's one watch brand that everyone knows.
If you
Rolex.
asked 99 of 100 men on the street to name a luxury watch, we all know what they're going to say.
All right, y'all. Do y'all know all the watch brands? All right, all the luxury watch brands. I'm gonna try to name as many as I can. Rolex, Audemars Piguet, fuck. Richard Mille. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I know.
It's just very human to like a Rolex.
For $10,000, you buy a Rolex Submariner. Rolex watches were initially built to be tools. When the Submariner released in 1954, it cost $150. But Rolex's superior marketing and pop culture significance entered their brand into the realm of luxury. What was once a symbol of ruggedness and adventure became one of materialistic success. It used to be that you were the man, so you bought a Rolex. But nowadays, you buy a Rolex in hopes of becoming the man.
Yeah, that shit does not look good. I'm not gonna lie.
AP, on the verge of
Yeah, this is Audemars Piguet.
legendary designer Gerald Genta to
Yo, what's up, Leg Stew?
make them an unprecedented steel sports watch. The deadline was one single day. At 11:59 p.m., Genta submitted his assignment, unaware that it would soon become the most influential watch design of all time. With its octagonal bezel, exposed screws, and seamless integrated bracelet, the AP Royal Oak is iconic
That
and
looks
ubiquitous.
stupid. What?
Need that thing. Need that t-shirt. I want something that's gonna make me happy.
Is that a Bugatti Chiron watch?
Yes, absolutely. And this is the best seller.
The Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon captures
That
the
one
spirit
doesn't look
of a
that
hypercar.
bad.
Its outside
Like,
shows
dude,
the
I'm not
flowing
gonna lie. If you're gonna spend like, if you're gonna charge this much money for a fucking watch, where was it, bro? Sure. This is not the picture I'm looking for. I'm looking for this white picture. There it is. If you're gonna charge $10K for a watch, it better look crazy, not like this. This looks like $20. That's actually insane.
captures the spirit of a hypercar. Its outside shows the flowing lines and curves of a Bugatti. Its inside, a Bugatti 16-cylinder engine wind-up toy.
Watch my engine start.
That shit looks horrible. But
By this point in
at
your
least
watching
it's
journey,
unique.
You've obtained a level of wealth that is extravagant, abrasive, and dangerous.
So I used to wear my Rolex Daytona a lot, but I had an experience recently. I thought I was gonna get attacked over my Daytona.
With 6 figures on your wrist, you need to be cautious. Maybe you live in London, where you're at risk of getting run up on by machete-wielding blokes.
Don't f***ing wear that in London. Do not wear that in London.
What are they gonna do? F***ing machete me?
Yeah, literally.
Run away, bro.
Maybe you live in New York City.
That guy's so
where high crime
stupid.
rates and sketchy subways have you watching your back at all times. You might even live in a third world country. No matter the location, you
Run
realize
away.
that your watches have gone from a simple accessory to an asset, a store of material value. The Longa Turbograph is a
That
token
is
of affluence,
unbelievably
featuring
bad.
5
Wow.
complications, 1,101 parts, and polishing instructions written by the Half-Blood Prince. It's a beautiful piece. Look at this tourbillon, a mechanism originally built to prevent the effects of gravity on pocket watches. Its hypnotic beauty might distract you from the fact that, in modern wristwatches, it's useless. The Fusee chain mechanism in the watch is also completely obsolete. The expert finishing on the movement's inner parts? You never actually.
That's dog shit.
Maybe this is all slightly absurd, but maybe that's the point. Richard Mille RM69 sex watch, $696,000. What celebrity do you think owns this watch?
What's fuck?
Drake's weapon of choice, the RM69.
I was gonna guess. I didn't pause it in time.
Which produce randomized erotic messages. For example, let me
D-word.
Your
wet ass P-word.
I want to.
S-word.
Your
female genitalia.
Let me tell you one thing. When I put a Richard Mille on my wrist, it's just bizarre.
$500,000.
Yo, thanks, bro.
All of a sudden, I walk different. I talk different.
Do people treat you different?
Okay, that one was hard.
Yeah.
Was that the yellow one? Is that? Did I see that right?
All of a sudden, I walk different. I talk
That for that much, that's ridiculous.
different.
But that's not
Treat
bad.
you different.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the
RV
colors.
tank you bought for $5,000. They squished it. 1.5 million. Inspiration.
I've seen that one.
In 1967, a man wearing a Cartier watch got in a car accident. The force of the impact and the heat of the crash melted the oval-shaped case of the man's watch. And when Cartier himself saw the brutally damaged object, he only thought one thing: we can make a watch out of this. That is the backstory of the Cartier crash, according to the Cartier marketing department. The actual backstory of the watch is much simpler. Rich people got bored, thus spawned the Cartier.
No
crash,
way.
A perfectly imperfect watch, chaotic but calculated. When it was released, no one liked it. Then Kanye wore it, and everyone liked it a lot.
Kanye said, only millionaires.
What?
They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body.
The Jacob & Co. Billionaire is the ultimate display of opulence.
That's
Thanos
just stupid.
scoured the universe
That's
for
so
infinity
dumb.
Stones. Jacob & Co. scoured the earth.
That's
for
so
perfect diamonds
stupid.
To assemble this gauntlet.
That is so
Jacob & Co.
bad.
Billionaire, you could simply snap your fingers, and you'd be getting robbed at gunpoint.
So I told my team, we're gonna build a watch.
It took us almost 4 years to find the stones.
I've never put anything like this on my wrist.
That's gonna be called a billionaire.
21 billionaire watches have been made, with one model being owned by world-famous billionaire Floyd Mayweather.
I was the first one wearing the Patek Philippe. And you know, I was the first one.
Really?
In 1868, Patek Philippe made the first Swiss wristwatch. This was a time when pocket watches dominated the industry. Wristwatches were seen as feminine, not to be taken seriously by men. In 1914, the Albuquerque Journal said, "The fellow who wears a wristwatch is frequently suspected of having lace on his lingerie and of braiding his hair."
Dude, that's crazy how societal standards change so quickly.
But after a few years,
That's just 100 years ago.
The wristwatch transformed from a small piece of woman's jewelry to a masculine tool and a unit of legacy. Men went from calling wristwatches gay to waxing their forearms so they don't tarnish their wristwatch. Perceptions and interests are in perpetual motion. A small trinket that tells the time can be a toy.
That's actually so wild.
A status symbol, and even a work of art.
Well, yeah, what is this shit? Holy fuck, I need to buy that. I need to buy that. Chat, where do I get that at? I need to buy that right now.
Transforms into diamond before being pushed to the earth.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Gems hide patiently in eruption sites until they inevitably get dug up by little African boys. You may get so lost in the sparkle of your 110-carat graph hallucination that you don't even notice the time passing by on its minuscule dial. And beneath that dial is the same type of watch movement that was in your flick-flack. The world's most expensive watch has an economical,
Jesus.
battery-powered quartz movement.
That is something.
What advice would you give to young guys or young girls just getting into watches now?
Just getting into watches. Yeah. It's all about the progression.
Don't
jump out the window.
Right.
Off the back.
I see you, Luis.
George Not Found has had one of the most successful.
Oh, nice. We're watching George Not Found now. No. That was something.